my company, Derby Express Couriers, 4 years ago now, which is how long we've been working with Maple, we had a quandary presented to us whereby our current financial controller served us a notice, and she'd done 5 years with the firm, and she'd brought us up to a solid foundational point of view from a finance perspective. But she wanted to move on to pastures new with no ill will. At that point, we were faced with the prospect of either replacing her or diversifying and identifying whether we actually needed somebody in that role, or whether it was something that we could outsource to a company that would provide us with a product and a service that gave us the data and the reporting we needed to run the company effectively and to run it into the future, whilst on the flip side having a benefit of potentially saving a person's salary, company car, cutting costs essentially. From word of mouth in the local market anyway, knew that Maple was a very reputable finance provider and something that we really had an appetite to explore. At that point, we got to meeting with Jenny, with the other directors of the business and the shareholders, and we started tailoring a solution that we would pay for monthly that provided us with management accounts, direct granular reporting, day-to-day support as well, for a price that was cheaper than the 70 grand a year we were paying a financial controller essentially. We were introduced to our client handler, if you would, our management accountant, who is still with us to this day. After a couple of months, he'd already grasped the very nature of the business and the core and the principles and the foundations that we trade upon. He holds very dearly to his heart, to the point of this day we catch up with him 2-3 times a week, and our conversations and our strategic meetings, he very openly, and I'm sure he'll accept it himself, and he probably doesn't think he's doing it, refers to us as we. It's not you, it's we. And that care, that attention, that core foundational approach, alongside obviously technical expertise, has allowed us to feel comfortable in the decisions that we make, which has then allowed the company to progress and thrive and do well. I would say grow and run. They are day-to-day, as hands-on as you want them to be. They don't just do the year end. You don't speak to them once, twice a year. You don't just go to them when there's a problem. It's that we trust them implicitly insofar as any decision really, but primarily the ones that have at least some financial impact, some severe financial impact, we run by Jay, who's our management accountant, who will give us his honest appraisal of that, how it affects us, what he thinks. For companies that are looking to accelerate their growth with a professional services provider that cares and has the expertise to do it, it's an absolute no-brainer of a product. The Business Growth Accelerator is, for me, it identifies a really good niche in the market as well. It provides a really cost-effective, quality solution for perhaps companies that have never had that approach before. Not saying they may be in it, but they may have been running out of their garage, doing their own accounts and whatnot. They may not have their own expertise all the time to analyse their own data, analyse their accounts, and figure out, well, this area of the business needs work, or this one's thriving, let's put some more time into that. The Business Growth Accelerator will give them the tools they need to ultimately accelerate their growth and increase their profits over time. I would say Maple are a perfect choice for businesses, big or small, if they want to accelerate their growth with the Business Growth Accelerator, or whether they just want better granular financial reporting to allow them to continue to profit in this climate.